Today, we would like to draw your attention to media reports, as you would have seen in the Indian Express today, relating to army lands being frittered away without the knowledge of army, without the permission of the army authorities. There is a consistent attempt at releasing lands which are in the occupation or lands which are owned by the defense authorities, and that particularly coming from Maharashtra again and again is very worrying, and it has very serious security implications too. There seems to be a nexus between private builders, politicians, bureaucrats, and some army officials too. The Bharatiya Janata Party has great respects for the sacrifices that the officers and men in the army do for this country. But however, if there are some bad elements, and that results in a connivance with the political and the bureaucratic elements, resulting in loss of army's assets, it poses a very serious question of what protection that the defense has for its own land and other assets. The Bharatiya Janata Party feels that in Maharashtra, a repeated occurrence of such frittering away, consistently happening much before the other scandal has even settled down. Inquiry is not even completed yet. We hear of one more such a thing through an alert media. We demand that there be a complete audit of all the defense assets, a comprehensive inventory list be prepared, just so that the nation knows, the country knows, where are the defense assets, are they being held with great sense of ownership, are they being protected, is there enough care being taken to make sure that they doesn't fall into the hands of personal financial gain-seeking elements. The Defense Ministry should immediately, and I understand in this case of this Kandivali 1 acre land, there is some kind of an inquiry happening, and the Defense Ministry is seized of the matter, but with a great sense of urgency, the Bharatiya Janata Party demands that the Defense Ministry immediately take up a comprehensive audit of all its real estate, make a complete inventory list of it, and assure the nation that it is taking adequate measures to protect its properties. It has very serious defense implications, security implications, and therefore the Bharatiya Janata Party feels it's time that the Defense Ministry assures the people of this country that its properties are not being frittered away for private personal gains of builders or anybody who's in nexus with the authorities that be. It just shows how Maharashtra, which has been under the Congress for the last 10 years or more, is taking a very cavalier attitude towards defense properties. And we express serious concern over this and demand a very quick but comprehensive audit of all the defense properties. The second issue that I would like to take up today relates to the statement which Sri Rahul Gandhi has made on this very sensitive, on this very critical issue of prices. Here is somebody who's being projected as the messiah of new leadership, youth leadership of the Congress party. A Congress party which has come to power in the name of Aam Aadmi, who for the last 2 years has not heard anything other than prices will come down in the next 6 months and some astrological predictions about prices. Telling us that now it is the compulsion of coalition politics which is making the government not take enough action towards bringing the price down. Let me remind here that even Vajpayee ji headed a coalition ministry with more than 20 political parties in it. And during that time, as all of you all are aware, prices were very much under control. If anything, the country was known for keeping its economy vibrant without heating it up, without the common man having to pay too much more for his bare essentials. There were periods of drought when grain distribution became an issue, and it is to the credit of NDA that from the central FCI godowns, grains were sent at the cost of the union government then to the various states, just so that the poorest people did not suffer for want of getting grains in time. So coalition compulsions may affect your ideological positions, partly, or there may be compromises in the way in which some of your core issues may not go forward. But to tell us that coalition politics is affecting any measure that is necessarily to be taken in controlling food prices just lacks understanding. What has coalition politics got to do with controlling food prices? What has coalition politics got to do with inflation? It just lacks leadership. There is a complete lack of leadership today. And that is seen in the fact that in spite of the special meeting, emergency meeting that the Prime Minister held yesterday, with ministers directly concerned with the economy, not coming up with any solution which can give confidence to the people that indeed measures are being taken to bring the prices down. And the lack of leadership, if you notice, is seen in the very fact that two ministries which have conflict of interest are being held by the same person. The Ministry of Agriculture, understandably, works to give the farmer the best deal, give him maximum price for his output which is being procured, make sure the farmer's interests are kept as a priority. The other ministry that we are referring to, which today probably is just a hibernation, is the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, where it is expected that the consumer would receive all his bare essentials at an affordable price, if not at the minimum price. What we have today in this country is clearly a situation where the farmer is not getting this price, not even the minimum price which is necessary, and the consumer is ending up paying so much more than what he can afford. Lack of leadership again is seen in having allocated these two ministries which have a complete conflict of interest to the same person, and on the other repeatedly only giving us predictions on how and when the prices will come down. The Bharatiya Janata Party holds the UPA 2 completely responsible for being indifferent to the suffering of the common man. Prices have remained unabated for 22 months now, and as a result of which the common man doesn't know where to go. So the understanding which Shri Rahul Gandhi, being the General Secretary of the party, has shown, and his blaming the coalition politics, just shows indifference to the cause of the common man.